I own a lot of games. Well, not a literal ton, but enough where, well, some of them get neglected a bit. So I've had this series in the works for a very long time, and in this box I forget how many, but I have several names of games that I never play written on these sheets of paper. And I've already done the liberty of drawing one of them out of there. So, for the very first episode of Games I Never Play. From the land of obscurity comes a game for the Game Boy Advance called Yu-Gi-Oh! Dungeon Dice Monsters. For those unfamiliar, Dungeon Dice Monsters is a video game based off of a dice game, based off of an anime and manga series, based off of a card game, based off of Egyptian legend. This game's intro sequence is absolutely atrocious. When I heard it, I thought it reminded me a bit of the intro to Crazy Bus, and a game that reminds me of Crazy Bus is definitely not a good thing. So after that long, flickering intro, you finally reach the title screen. From the main menu, which is pretty bland, you can look through the dice you own, though I don't really have a clue what any of this means. You can also go to Grandpa's shop to buy more dice to add to your collection, though you can only have 15 in your active set at a time. Hey look, we can buy at Zodia. Did somebody say instant win? But let's get to an actual duel, shall we? Nearly all of this game's replayability comes in tournament mode. There are at least 18 different tournaments that get progressively harder as you go. There might be more, but if so, I haven't unlocked them yet. What, were you expecting a story? This is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Game, why are you so foolish? Anyway, we're going to take on Sacrificial Guillotine, because it's the next one I haven't beaten. You get to see the opponents, and then you actually get to see the tournament bracket, where you get to see the different duelists advance. Until it's your turn. Oh, here we are. We get to face Seto Kaiba, the CEO of Kaiba Corp, and this text speed, it can't be sped up. It's just terrible. Okay, so before the duel starts, you get one final chance to organize your dice pool, as it's called, in case you wanted to plan a strategy for a certain opponent or something. Here, Kaiba goes first and gets to summon Saggy the Dark Clown, because you gotta start somewhere, I guess. You can't just summon Blue Eyes on the first turn. Anyway, it finally gets to be our turn, and we get to go down and movement and another movement. And wait, what is going on here? I have Mighty Mage Curse of. Can we search for a monster? No, let's just get rid of all these. Can we actually... How do we get the monsters we want? Can we search for a level? I want some level 1s out here. Okay, fine, we'll just go through the monsters manually. Here's a level 1, another level 1. Where are the level 1s? Here we go, Giant Flea, and Twin-Headed Dragon, and a Battle Warrior. And now we'll roll the dice. Now, in order to summon monsters in this game, you have to match at least 2 of the same level summons, which are the stars. We'll summon Twin-Headed Dragon here because it really doesn't matter. And after about 20 minutes of trying to figure out these cryptic placement controls, we finally place our die. The goal is to construct a path from your die master to the opponent's, so you can go in for the attack. To do this, you're going to have to summon at least 5 monsters before you can even do anything. So you just keep going back and forth trying to summon stuff for the first 10 turns or so, and you soon see how repetitive this game becomes. Even if you don't get anything summoned though, you still get to add to what's called your crest pool, which allows you to move your monsters, attack, and use special abilities. Later, much later, this is over 10 minutes into the duel by the way, I finally get enough monsters on the field to get in position to attack. It's my Cursed Dragon against his Saggy the Dark Clown. And I thought these were dice monsters, not cards. Oh well, at least they show the monsters coming out, and they look alright. And my Cursed Dragon gets an attack boost because it's apparently super effective against his Saggy. I didn't know that happened in the card game, but I guess the rules of this game are a little different. Anyway, his Saggy clears the way for me to get to his Die Master. The opponent's Die Master takes 3 hits to defeat. 1 hit on the Die Master takes away a heart. 2 hits makes the music change. And 3 hits gets you the victory. As we've defeated Seto Kaiba, wasn't really much of a challenge even though the difficulty's like this. You get a random die from the opponent as a prize. I'm not really going to change my set because I like what I have. We get to see more of the bracket, including the creator of the game, Duke Devlin. Wait, what? Yes, the creator of the game just lost. To Mai. This game doesn't even realize how bad its AI is. Anyway, our second round match is against Strings, and since I actually know how to play this time, it should go a little easier for me. That is, until Strings decides to play a spell box thingy that contains some item that makes it even harder to move your monsters. I mean, you're going to lose. Do you really have to make this game drag on longer than it needs to? It's already time consuming. And Strings eventually goes down, as Mazoa reaches his Die Master after what seemed like an eternity. Sensing a theme here? Yeah, imagine trying to take down all 18 tournaments at this pace. There's also even a free duel mode where you can play for fun. Anyway, our next match, the semifinals, is against America. Bandit Keith. Come on, Bandit Keith, show me the true power of America. Or just place a box in front of your Die Master like the lazy American would. With this box here, I'm gonna have to plan to go around it. Maybe I can strategically work my dice around this box and approach the Die Master from the left. From the right? Damn it, Keith. Okay, can I attack the box? No? This isn't fair, your box is completely blocking your Die Master. In that case, I guess I have no choice but to trigger the trap inside. Destroys all within dungeon? What the fuck? And now, on to the final round, against Maximilian Pegasus. It's Duelist Kingdom all over again. Spoiler alert, he has the Millennium Eye, even though it's clearly in my player's picture. So here we go, the epic final match of Dungeon Dice Monsters. Okay, the final match was really no different than any of the previous three. It's a shame that this game really had to be so bad. It was an alright concept, but unless you really, really love Dungeon Dice, you'll start to get bored before you even finish the first tournament. I suppose there's a multiplayer mode that could be fun, but it's impossible to play nowadays as you need 2 copies of this game and a link cable and 2 GBAs, but it's there. Honestly, I did not like this game and still haven't fully beaten it. So, Yu-Gi-Oh! Dungeon Dice Monsters gets a final score of C-. This has been Deacon082 with Games I Never Play. Tune in next time where I'll be playing and reviewing another game from my collection.